What do you think the top 10 fears are? I think once we get kind of spiders and stuff like that out of the way, there's things like flying, again, like a physical thing, makes sense. Heights, the dark. Then we get onto things that I guess would make the top 10, like rejection, fear of not being loved. But I guess somewhere in the top 10 is the fear that I struggle with most. I have a fear of failure. I also have a slight fear of succeeding, which makes me a confused individual sometimes. But for me, there's a real kind of, when I'm looking to do something, learning to set myself up to do well has been quite a hard thing for me. I'll give you some family background so you can do your, basic psychoanalysis on me. But anyway, so a bit of my story is that I grew up one school year behind an incredibly successful sibling. No fault of them, they were just really good at stuff. And following that, a year behind meant that I was always compared negatively. So I felt however well I did, it wasn't good enough and I was always failing. So I then created some systems to protect myself that would make it okay. I'm not going to work as hard, I'm not going to do the preparation, I'm going to do everything last minute, I'm going to build a different situation and personality for myself that means that I'm not going to be evaluated, or if I am evaluated, then I get a way to write it off. But that stemmed from a fear of failing everybody, of failing myself or failing the people around me, the system, the schooling, all that kind of stuff. It protected me, but it also kind of locked me in the dark. And part of my journey through adult life has been going, well, actually, what does it look like to overcome that fear of failure and put myself in a situation where I'm okay to take risks and I will give all of myself to make that thing work. I still have to think about this. It's not something I can just forget and move on. But if I'm going to do something, how do I do all the preparation to make it go as well as possible and not allow anything to get in the way of that? I often allow lots of things to get in the way of that and make excuses, because then I've got a reason why this hasn't gone well. Because then I've got a reason why this hasn't gone well, and I don't have to take the blame. It might not have a lot to do with a fear of flying, but somewhere behind a fear of flying is a fear of being out of control, and that I don't get to be in control when someone else is flying the plane. A fear of death, another massive fear, is that I don't really know what's happening and I can't control this thing, and it matters to me what happens eventually, and will it hurt, and I don't know. We like to be the kind of master of our own destiny and ship and what's going on, and to be liked and loved, and all those are good things. But the biggest thing for me is that value, if I know that I'm liked and I'm loved regardless of whether I do well or badly, that the people around me, that the God I serve, still think I'm all right. In the Bible it says, perfect love casts out all fear. Perfect love drives out every single fear. If you know that you're perfectly loved, what do you have to fear? Life, death, angels, demons, if you believe in them, anything. Nothing's scary if you truly know deep inside the deepest depth of you that you're loved. You're probably okay. Fear can't get hold of you. And that's where I'm aiming for. I ain't there yet, but my fear's failure. What's your failure? Go back. My fear is failure. What's your fear? What would it look like to live without it? What would it look like if we all live without fear? What could we do together? How would it make life look different? Throw me a few comments, see what you think.